So glad to have you here tonight and look forward to being at First Baptist Church this weekend for their big celebration, 175 years.
Yeah, that's right.
That's exciting.
Yeah, there he is.
And then our Pledge of Allegiance tonight will be John Holtgrew, and he's a Paducah Tillman High School junior. So, John, as soon as we get through with our invocation, you can come up. Thank you. Everyone rise.
Let us pray. Our Father in heaven, we come to you tonight and we thank you for this beautiful city and the leadership, Lord, that you have provided. In a world that is troubled with chaos and uncertainty, we ask for your hand of peace and protection on this city, our schools, and our families. Lord, you have promised to overcome the world, and so we ask that you provide the wisdom and the clarity and the discernment for our leaders as we celebrate a season of victory and prepare for the future. It is in the name of Jesus Christ we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to its republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, John. There.
Did Steve tell you he wanted to introduce the racial group first?
Who?
Steve Irvin. He wants to introduce the racial group first. The racial group.
Before the additions and deletions? Okay.
No, before the presentations.
Okay, so tonight under additions and deletions, we do have an addition under ordinances introduction B. And Steve Irwin is here tonight. I believe he wants to introduce the ratio team. You'll come on up, Steve.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission. We're excited to have the ratio team here today. They showed up this morning and met with the schematic design team, as well as met with the different directors today. We have Brooke Funkhauser, Rob Proctor, Brock Roseberry, and John Jackson here today from the ratio team. And they'll be here for a couple of days doing their initial work. But I just want to introduce them to you.
Well, thank you for being here. And I heard that today went very well.
It was a good first day.
Good.
Very good.
Funkhauser.
Been in the building all day today and tomorrow as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
So we have a couple of presentations tonight. Civic Beautification Board Annual Business Awards. Mary Hammond.
Good evening. I'm Carol Vanderboe.
Carol.
I'm the chairman of the Beautification Board, and we've got some presentations we're going to be doing.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. We're going to be presenting the 2015 Business Award to the community. We've got 10 wonderful businesses that have been outstanding, and Mary Hammond and Paul Gremley, our photographer, and Debbie Long are the ones that help select the businesses. Mary Hammond will be presenting our business awards this evening, and the awards will be presented through the Civic Beautification Board. She's been 30-year member of the Beautification Board. So, Mary Hammond.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Each month, the Beautification Board gives a House of the Month. And believe it or not, that can be fun to go around and see who has been doing the work themselves in their home and taking their pride. But each year, Beautification Board looks at the business community to see what improvements are being done to restore, to beautify, to contribute to our community. So we try to leave it to 10. Let me tell you, that's tough. I've still got some hanging out there that are very worthy. But we've got a nice place to start. And it's only appropriate to start in the heart of our town on Market House Square with Jennings and Associates Financial Advisors. And we have Taylor Durham and Kristen Lynch here with us. This is on the corner of Kentucky and Market House Square, next to Cynthia's. If you haven't been down there, please. Congratulations. Thank you. Come look at the building.
Thank you.
We'll ask that you come across here so we can get a group picture. Now, see, what was in that building a long time ago, Mayor? I know you remember. I mean, it's all, Marshall's, yes. How many men here got clothes at Marshall's many years ago? The building looks great. Are you open with the tour this weekend?
We are.
Yes, good. Perfect timing.
From noon to 4, and we're also going to have a pet adoption from
All right. Well, after Thanksgiving, the weekend after. So I hope to see you all downtown. Next is something that we all dreamt about for many years, just beginning with turning the lights on at the Coke plant. Never dreaming that Ed and Megan Musselman would have a vision and get in there. Come on up, you guys. We are so proud of what's happening there with Dry Ground Brewery and the addition of the other businesses that are continuing to come in. If you haven't had a chance to tour the Coke plant next time those doors are open, I hope that you'll get in there. Congratulations and thank you so much for what you've done. It is our dream. I haven't seen Helen Mike Sims here, but Superior... Darla's here. Superior Care. You know, if you don't know that story of Helen's mother and starting a nursing home, and look what the family has taken it to now. I mean, third generation. It's really incredible. And we're so proud of the Sims. And Darla, come on up. Of a Superior Care home. Once again, if you have not been out to the facility, oh my goodness, is it beautiful?
Thank you for saying that.
Yes, beautiful.
Very honored. Thank you.
Thank you. It is just like home inside. Very elegant. I remember when you broke your leg on a weekend, you had to go somewhere else, but not anymore. With Paducah Orthopedic Institute on Alvin Barkley Drive. Vicki Shahan, come on up. I looked at how many physicians are associated with the orthopedic clinic. I believe there's over 20 in here and in Southern Illinois.
Correct.
Yes, I'm amazed. I know when I went out there, if you've seen me limping tonight, got me right in. So thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
We are appreciative. Another, that if you've been watching anything viral on your computer, then you know that Red's Donuts is a must-see and must-do when you're in Paducah. Is David Clark here? Yes, David. Where are the donuts? I've been craving them all day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, and I love the bright red. I think it really sets it off. Oh, and my neighbor, Kisa, his make. Kisa has so many talents, and to bring them downtown, we talk about experiential tourism, not just going and looking and going, yeah, that's pretty, yeah, but reaching inside and being moved by what's happening in Paducah as a creative city. And Kisa is taking it to the streets. I was surprised when my garden club met there, and there were people from out of the country in there browsing. Come on up, Kisa. We are proud of you. She's in the old Curtis and Mays building. If you haven't been down, you will also be open. You've got classes and make projects ongoing. What's the latest?
Well, we have a big joint venture with Main Street for the Dickens of a Christmas downtown. We have a free offering, so it's a great time to bring someone down and experience a little creativity for Christmas.
And you've all got it. Don't think you don't.
That's right.
All right. And our friends on Broadway at the Italian Grill. Is Joan or Lauren here? I didn't see them. They're probably making sure that dinner goes well. Well, aren't we appreciative of what has been done in that building and the wonderful renovations and how good it feels, and a staff that just reaches out and makes sure that you're comfortable and have the best Italian food. So we'll make sure and deliver Joan and Lauren's plaque to them. And one last I met Crystal in the farmer's market, and she always had all kinds of goodies, but she had a dream of putting it all under one roof, and she did. Mayor, she made the most of her dollar.
Right.
That is probably one of the best investments around. So Crystal and Martin Trout, come on up. Trout Old Time Garden Store and Market. And if you have not been there to pick up your meal, your lunch, or a goodie, do stop. Of course, Crystal knows the pea salad's my favorite. It's your grandmother's recipe? Thank you all for what you do for our community. Oh, did I miss some? Yes. Where did I miss some? You know, I did that last year with Jay Page. Oh, no. Ben. Oh my gosh, this is one of the young people that you want to keep in your community who went into an old building that's been empty for decades. And look what you've done. Look what you've grown to an international business. And how proud. I'm so glad. Higdon Outdoors, thank you. Oh my gosh. And national television, am I right?
That's correct.
Tell us, how can we see Higdon Outdoors on television?
Every Saturday, Sportsman's Channel, 12:30.
All right.
For half of the year. So.
Sportsman Channel 12:30. You know that competes with on public television the quilt shows, but you know what? That's okay. We're covering our demographic. right. Right. That's right. Oh, how did I get out of order? All right. Todd, my neighbor across the street. We have both of us in a block. Todd Bloom with Paducah Beer Works, with a dream, going into the Greyhound bus when it was relocated. And look what you've done. And how many kinds of beers now? 8. 8. What's the best selling?
Irish Red.
Irish Red. So what time do we meet? Oh, yeah. Mayor, what time? Thank you so much what you're doing with Paducah Beer Works, and I know the best is even yet to come. It is. Thank you, Todd. All right. Okay. Thank you all so much. And I'm taking my chicken soup and going home. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah. I was going to say, brah.
I told you she better not take those.
No. That one too?
No. I've got another set. Yeah.
Jeff get one? I was making sure you got one. I like it right now.
You'd be the one to hear it tomorrow.
I like it when they bring us chocolate.
Mm.
I know, no, I've got to come out of this jacket. It's these lines. I mean, they are.
No, but I heard it was beautiful.
They never fix that one. Sometimes when they work on them, it's like right on me.
They are. They've been there 10 years. They are.
Did you get that book?
Honestly, I didn't look. I will.
Okay, our next presentation is Barbecue on the River event recap. David Boggs. Making me hungry for barbecue again.
You got to wait a few months till you can get award-winning barbecue from the festival. First off, I'm going to keep this short because we've got some folks here that are going to share some information as well. We appreciate the support we get from the city, all the city workers, the hard work and the hours they put into it would not be successful without the work they do. So we do, as organizers and the board, we do appreciate that. I know barbecue's mission, one of the missions, is to raise the most money for charity, and we have had a record-breaking year this year. There were 32 barbecue contestants that collectively raised $222,271.24. There were 38 food vendors. Those are folks selling everything besides barbecue, the funnel cakes, the hot fudge cakes, all those sorts of yummy things. Those folks collectively raised $347.89. Then there are other events that take place during Barbecue on the River, the United Way 5K run, the two beer gardens. There's also services that we hire out, security for the parking lots, the satellite parking, ice management, those sorts of things. Collectively, those folks raised and we paid fees in the amount of $143,149.15. So a total for this past year's Barbecue on the River that was raised is $466,768.28. That is up $32,775.78 from last year. So that's an 8% increase, which we are ecstatic about that. It's the largest year we've ever had. And I brought some folks here that make these numbers happen. And I want to bring them up if they will. Will and Angie, if you all will come on up. Clay and Lori, if you all will come up. I've got Regulators Barbecue here. They were one of our grand champions. This is the first time in 21 years that we had a tie for grand champion. And Regulators was one of those folks that did that. The other team could not make it, so that team was West Kentucky Moonswiners. Regulators Charity was... Regulators Charity was Cassidy's Cause. They're going to share a little bit about what their mission is and how important the dollars are. And then also we have Tilford's Q Crew. They're here and they cooked and shared their profits with Purchase Area Sexual Assault Center, and they had the highest single total of any barbecue team there. So I'm going to let them share what those totals are, and I'm going to let the charity share how much Barbecue on the River means to them.
Hi, Angie.
Hello. Thank you for having us. This was our first year, Cassie's Cause, to participate in the Barbecue on the River. We always, since we opened in 2014, we wanted to participate, but we didn't know how to cook barbecue. So having the regulators pick us this year, Will and Brian, was a huge blessing for us, and we teamed up and worked really, really hard. And for the 3-day event, the regulators raised $16,220 for Cassidy's Cause. That is a huge amount of money for us. That goes into our operation, helps us be able to provide our service, which we provide therapeutic riding on horses for individuals that have disabilities. So that's a huge impact. We are so grateful and so thankful for everybody that has anything to do with Barbecue on the River. This is our second biggest fundraiser, and we exist because of fundraisers and donations from the public. So I can't stress enough how much we appreciate Barbecue on the River and what the city does and everybody that volunteers. When you're down there, it is amazing to know that we have that many people in our community that volunteer, give back, and do what they do to give back to a charity. So we're very, very grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor,
Hi.
Commissioners. My name is Clay Tilford. I'm with Tilford's Q Crew. This is our 14th year doing Barbecue on the River. And this year we partnered up again with PASAC, Purchase Area Sexual Assault. And the first phase of the mission is to raise the most money for charity. And the only way that you can really do that is if you're willing to give 100% of your profits and proceeds to that charity. We have been and always will be our main goal to do that. And as Mr. Boggs said earlier, this year we were able to raise over $25,000 for PASAC. And with us today is Ms. Lori Brown, Director of PASAC, and she's going to talk about what that does for her.
Thank you all for having us. And we are really grateful to be paired with the Tilfords and to David and Susie for all of their work, and obviously to the city for all of the support that you all put into this event. As the Regional Rape Crisis and Child Advocacy Center, we're funded primarily by state and federal grants that support the work we do in providing comprehensive, trauma-informed and specialized services to all age victims of survivors. And those grants are very restrictive in just really helping us to provide those services. So other things such as improvement improvements and repairs to our facilities, as well as things like technology. We really don't have the funds to be able to provide for those things without local fundraising. And last year was the first year that we participated in Barbecue on the River since my first year at the center, which has been almost 12 years ago. And in working with the Tilfords, we raised just over $15,000. So in our second year, we've raised over 25 and increased that significantly. So between the funds that we raised last year and this year, we've been able to really make some important improvements. We had a server that was almost 10 years old. We had computers that were operating on software that was so outdated it wouldn't even support our calendar. Things that sometimes in the nonprofit world we, used to kind of have a view that those things weren't important, but they really are important for our staff who are providing very important services to clients in need. We really need to be able to work effectively and efficiently, and making improvements such as ADA upgrades, things to the facility that we would not be able to do. So we are very, very grateful again to Barbecue on the River and to the city for supporting this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
These folks are just a small sampling of what Barbecue on the River is about. So we appreciate the work that the barbecuers and the charities put in for the volunteer hours as well. Barbecue on the River has also become a small business incubator. These folks, the two barbecue teams here represented along with others, have started small businesses out of this. At BBQ and More, we sell their sauces. We're focusing on that Thursday for an event we're having, and really bringing barbecue to the world of Paducah 365 days a year. So again, we thank you all as a commission for supporting Barbecue on the River. Any information you might look for as far as the figures I gave, the dollars that are donated, are all on the website, bbqontheriver.org. So again, thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go on to our minutes. Commissioner Abraham, please.
I move that the reading of the minutes for the November 10th, 2015 City Commission meeting be waived, and that the minutes of said meetings prepared by the city clerk be approved as written.
Second.
City Clerk.
Commissioner Abraham?
Aye.
Commissioner Galt? Aye. Commissioner Rhodes?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Mayor Kaler?
Aye. We're going to appointments. Whereas, subject to the approval of the Board of Commissioners, I hereby reappoint Heather Coltharp, Christopher B. Jones, and Rodney Warwick as members of the Historical and Architectural Review Commission. These terms will expire June 4th, 2018.
I move that the Board of Commissioners approve the action of Mayor Kaler in reappointing Heather Coltharp, Christopher B. Jones, and Rodney Warwick as members of the Historical and Architectural Review Commission.
Second.
We did have a...
Should we call the roll?
Yes.
Commissioner Abraham?
Aye.
Commissioner Galt?
Aye.
Commissioner Rhodes?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Mayor Kaler?
Aye. We did have schematic design board member that had to drop out because he couldn't attend the first meeting. The first meeting is very important. Mike Sims, and he was sorry that he could not continue in that capacity. I called someone else, and so this is that appointment. And she was here today, early before we did it, but I think she'll be a good addition to the committee. Whereas, subject to the approval of the Board of Commissioners, I hereby reappoint Lindsay Mastieri as a member of the City Hall Schematic Design Advisory Group to replace Michael Sims.
Okay, I move that the Board of Commissioners approve the action of Mayor Kaler in appointing Lindsay Mysteri as a member of the Board of the City Hall Schematic Design Advisory Group.
Second. City Clerk.
Commissioner Abraham?
Aye.
Commissioner Galt?
Aye.
Commissioner Rhodes?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Mayor Kaler?
Aye. Someone did ask me why I didn't put a female on that committee.
Oh.
Well, we have one now.
Oh, no.
Under municipal orders, Commissioner Wilson, please.
Upon the recommendation of the city manager, the Board of Commissioners of the City of Paducah order that the personnel changes on the attached list be approved.
Second.
Any questions for Steve? All right, thank you. City Clerk.
Commissioner Abraham?
Aye.
Commissioner Galt?
Aye.
Commissioner Rhodes?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Mayor Kaler?
Aye. Under ordinances adoption, Commissioner Abraham.
I move that the Board of Commissioners adopt an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending Chapter 126-72 Homeless Shelter of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Paducah, Kentucky. This ordinance is summarized as follows. This ordinance amends Chapter 126, Section 72 Homeless Shelter of the Code of Ordinance of the City of Paducah, Kentucky, so as to bring this ordinance into compliance with the mandates imposed by KRS 65.870 may be adopted.
Second.
City Clerk?
Commissioner Abraham?
Aye.
Commissioner Galt?
Aye.
Commissioner Rhodes?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Mayor Kayler?
Aye. Ordinance's introduction. Commissioner Rhodes, please.
Okay. I move that the Board of Commissioners introduce an ordinance entitled, an ordinance accepting Federal Emergency Management Agency FEMA reimbursement for funds for expenditures related to snow removal efforts associated with the February 2015 winter storm FEMA disaster number FEMA-4216-
What?
Just go ahead.
He's in the wrong one.
That's the one I got.
No, you should skip.
Okay.
Go ahead. Larry.
Sorry, I messed up again.
Okay. Shall I continue on?
You can continue on. I guess so. I'll just take it out of order.
All right. Sorry. But just
No, it's not your fault.
this ordinance is summarized as follows: that the City of Paducah, hey, at least we're accepting money, and that's a great thing. I love it. The City of Paducah hereby accepts Federal Emergency Management Agency FEMA funds through the Commonwealth of Kentucky Office of Emergency Management in the amount of $26,682.58 for expenditures related to snow removal for efforts associated with the February 2015 winter storm.
Second.
Those are introductions, so I don't know. Do you all have any questions for Steve on that? It's pretty clear cut.
No.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go Commissioner Galt now.
I move that the Board of Commissioners adopt an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Paducah, Kentucky approving an agreement for professional engineering, construction, administration, and resident inspection services associated with the Riverfront Redevelopment Project Phase 1B, and authorizing the mayor to execute said agreement. This ordinance is summarized as follows. The city hereby approves an agreement for professional engineering, construction, administration, and resident inspection services with Bacon Farmer Workman Engineering and Testing, Inc., BFW, associated with the Riverfront Redevelopment Project Phase 1B in an amount not to exceed $126,380. Further, the mayor of the city is hereby authorized to execute the agreement.
Second.
Okay, City Clerk?
Commissioner Abraham?
Aye.
Commissioner Galt?
Aye.
Commissioner Rhodes?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Mayor Kayler?
Aye.
May I read it again?
No. Commissioner Wilson, please.
I move that the Board of Commissioners introduce an ordinance entitled, an ordinance authorizing and improving a term loan with a multiple advance draw feature from the City of Paducah and McCracken County to Genova Products, Inc. This ordinance is summarized as follows. This ordinance authorizes and approves the extension of a term loan of up to $1,100,000 to Genova Products, Inc., a Michigan corporation, to be financed jointly and equally with McCracken County, with a multiple advance draw feature for the sole purpose of purchasing trade fixtures, equipment, and fixtures for the public project, and creates additional and new job opportunities to Kentucky residents. This ordinance further authorizes the execution of the loan agreement, security agreement, subordination agreement, and other related loan documents.
Second.
City Manager?
Thank you. Way back in 2014, the City of Paducah, McCracken County, and Paducah Economic Development entered into a joint MOU with Genova Incorporated for that company to come to Paducah and lease the former Infinity building. Part of that MOU was what in the MOU was labeled a revolving loan that was to be established and made accessible to Genova under certain conditions. The first condition being the establishment of an employment base of 18 FTEs. That has happened, and for the past several months, McCracken County, the City of Paducah, and PED have been working together to essentially negotiate further terms of the loan agreement, and we have those before you tonight for your consideration. I want to say that the City, County, and PED are in accord on this, and it will be entertained by the Fiscal Court, I understand, next Monday night. Significantly, the biggest change to this from what was outlined in the MOU is that it in fact will not be a revolving loan fund. A revolving loan fund by its nature allows for subsequent borrowings of principal that's been repaid over the period of the loan. That has been changed now such that this will simply be a term loan. There'll be $1.1 million available to be borrowed, but once a total of $1.1 million is borrowed, there can be no further borrowings during the term. The term of the loan or the latest date of repayment will be commensurate with the expiration of the current building lease, which is in 2024. So that would be the maximum repayment time for loan draws that occur between now and then. Those are the major terms of the agreement. I might mention that the 18-employee threshold makes Genova available for the first $900,000 of borrowing eligibility. The remaining $200,000 is based upon an employment threshold of 45. The $1.1 million is being co-funded by the city and county, and they will both be repaid at an interest rate of 4.5%. And Finance Officer Perkins advises us that would be the best financial investment we have going in terms of the rate of return. So John's all over that, as you might expect. Significantly, with the city and county at risk for repayment, just like any lender would be, included with this ordinance of the documents is a subordination agreement. And let me just read from that to let you know what the security is. The subordinated lender, which would be Genova, hereby unconditionally subordinates to the lender, which would be the city and county jointly, any and all right, title, and security interest which the lender may presently have or which it may hereafter acquire in all trade fixtures, equipment, and fixtures purchased with advances from the loan fund. So the loan fund is limited to purchase of fixtures and equipments, and an interest in those is subordinated to both the city and county. We are in first and only position for those assets should there be a default and a need to possess those. So I'd answer any questions you might have.
When do they actually get the money?
Well, they're eligible to draw $900,000 now, and it appears as though that's going to happen very quickly.
They can go ahead and draw it now?
There is a condition that the equipment that is being purchased with that be on site before the loan funds would be dispersed. But as I understand it, the order has been placed, the equipment has been ordered, and is expected here sometime in the next couple of months, and so it will be fairly quick.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
City Manager's report.
I gave you all some handouts, some information associated with the pavilion relocation financing information that is part of the process leading up to the presentation of the convention center last week, including a summary sheet of the 10-year plan that was developed in conjunction with the convention center that anticipates a total borrowing of $4.9 million that is broken down to $1.6 million approximately for the dome location, but also $1.2 million for improvements to the Expo Center and $2.1 million for improvements to the Julian Carroll Center. During the presentation, we proposed that through analysis and work with our financial advisor that the 2% transit room tax would be sufficient to finance that debt, and so we illustrated how that financing might take place. There would be at least two financings, possibly three, but importantly two, so that the sale of bonds could be timed with the actual need of asset replacement with respect to improvements to the Julian Carroll and Expo Center, respectively. Again, all the debts retired through the 2% transient room tax. The last page is a detailed breakdown of the projection of revenues and debt service payments associated with those issues. The repayment would extend out to the year 2032, and based on projections of both revenue and bond payments, we would end 2032 actually with an overage in the fund of $628,000. So this is the information, financial information, that the proposal for use of transit room tax is based upon. Do you have a request that we have an executive session for potential litigation?
Any commissioner comments? Any public comments? Okay. Who has the executive session?
I have it. I move that the board go into closed session for discussion of matters pertaining to the following topic: proposed or pending litigation as permitted by KRS 61.8101C.
Second.
City Clerk.
Commissioner Abraham?
Aye.
Commissioner Galt?
Aye.
Commissioner Rhodes?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Mayor Kaler?
Aye. And we're not coming back. So meeting's adjourned. Thank you.